Assalamu alaikum, people. What's going on with the people, man? You know, good day, sunny day, Monday morning. I done been to the gym already and got it in. Football yesterday, my team, stuck up the place. Man, my team is the Miami Dolphins. Y'all should know that. Remember that? You know, I was with some of the brothers yesterday. We was doing some reading and some studying. And like I say, man, I have brothers, man, that's in law enforcement. I have friends that's in all type of fields, all type of walks of life. And we got on the topic of like the Olympics finna come. And the way the brothers was breaking it down to me, man, the two brothers that's law enforcement was breaking down. One of them is an FBI agent, and one of them is a sheriff. But remember, always be mindful that I grew up with these two brothers ever since we've been kids in Carson, California. And they was breaking it down to me how basically they is trying to eradicate everything and anything that has to do with any type of criminal activity, any type of gang culture before 2008, before the Olympics come. He's saying that they have a budget for that. They don't care if you out here doing petty crime, and if you have that gang label attached to you, they're gonna send you to jail, man. And they're saying that if you have like a criminal history where you've been out, even if it's like 30 and 40 years old, they still gonna try to get rid of you. So, and they be asking me certain questions like, man, how was that stuff? Because they never been a part of that culture or anything like that, rightful so. And I keep it 100 with it, man. I tell them, I was like, look, bro, that stuff is trash. In my definition, it's trash. It has no loyalty to it. You gain friends and friendships dealing with that particular atmosphere, but everybody's not loyal. At the end of the day, there's no loyalty to it. And there's a lot of back doors, there's a lot of cutthroats and stuff like that. So then it was asking like, man, how can we change the narrative? I said, bro, it comes with economics. If you can give these youngsters something to look forward to, like if they can get a job like 30, like 28, 29, $30 an hour, because you at least need $45 or $40 to survive on your own out here. Just on your own if you don't have no other income coming in. So I was telling them if they can get trained into basically, going to work every day, spending 8 hours out their life. They're not in the streets spending. They're not in the streets playing ball. They're not in the streets doing any type of criminal activity. They're not always high. They may get high after work, but they're not always high. They're not always drunk. They have to. There has to be a systematic way where they have to occupy their mind. And I said that's the problem, because it's like you have a lot of these interventions, which is good, and they geared towards kids, but a lot of economics, it don't come with it. It don't come with it, man, like job placements, shelter, and all that type of stuff need to come into play. So a lot of people think it's easy for brothers to come out here and beat their drum about we need to do this and we need to do that, man. 9 times out of 10, bro, them dudes ain't trying to hear nothing. I told them, I was like, look, man, you may reach 1 or 2 dudes. Everybody else don't care. They're gonna look at you like you crazy. They can be like, man, who does Negro think he is? Get your old ass out the way. It's our time and all that type of stuff. And especially if they out here having a little money, they really not gonna listen, because they're gonna feel that you can't tell them nothing, because they feel they out here getting to the bag. you know, the little bitty bag they get to, because they really not getting no real money, because if they did, they wouldn't be inside the United States ghetto. Any successful gang member have to remove himself from the United States ghetto to be successful. And a lot of dudes and a lot of brothers and sisters, they don't realize that. They think that just because you have a particular reputation, you have a car, you have a couple of women, you have an apartment, you scamming off the government for Section A and all that, they think they balling, bro. But they really not, man. They don't understand, man, that the real money and the real paper, the real economics is on the other side of the ball. When you out here, you closing deals, you getting contracts, you got your own company, you know, you get into the bag where you don't have to look over your shoulder and worry about the police. You ain't got to look over your shoulder and worry about your own homeboys trying to rob you, and or somebody else trying to rob you. You don't have to worry about that stuff. So, and they still, it's like they was like had this big old long debate, and I'm just sitting there because I'm the only one that been in trouble out the whole group. I'm the only one that been in trouble. So I understand both sides. I understand the corporate side, I understand the United States ghetto side, I understand the gang culture, and I understand it being a square. So I understand both sides, and they sit there and they think it's simple, but it's not simple. It's not simple to
over there.
Get a dude to realize that he need to walk away from a certain culture or a certain environment that he's been accustomed to all his life. Do you know how many brothers, man, that I approach and I try to bring in to the circle over here, dealing with the business wise or dealing with the economic wise, with these corporate people? And you know, some brothers they don't be like, man, I'm not dealing with them white folks. Or certain brothers, they don't want to change their appearance, they don't want to change their walk. You know, brothers have this disposition where, you know, they have this persona where I don't care how long you've been in jail, I don't care how long you've been out of jail, they still have that stance, a certain stance that gang members have, bro. And they just be on some other stuff, man. It's like they don't want to change. It's like, man, I'm like, bro, I took one brother with me. I'm gonna tell you a story, man. I took one brother with me. I was like, look, bro.
Sorry, I don't know why, Daddy.
I'm gonna introduce you to these people, but what I need for you to do, I need for you not to say too much and just pay attention on how they act and how they move and how they conduct themselves, so you can learn to how to thrive in this environment. Man, I tell you, man, that brother got around them people, man. It was like he was stuck, he was lost. He reverted back to, you know, his vocabulary was always like, you know what I'm saying, and you feel me, and you know, things of that nature. It's like there was no change, and they looking at him, and they looking at me, and they understand that what I'm trying to do with the brother, because they encouraged me to bring a couple of more brothers along, but you can't bring too many people along if they don't have the drive to change. So it'd be hard in that aspect to get individuals to try to change, and get individuals to try to, you know, eradicate certain behavior, you know, eradicate certain things. And it's just like this YouTube space, bro. I see that a lot of individuals, they have like negative platforms. It's like they put on this persona like they the hardest blood, or they the hardest crib, or, you know, they want to talk about everybody and their mama and things of that nature. They can have a problem with you, and what they do is they'll talk about your mama, they'll talk about your sister, they'll talk about your brother, they'll talk about your kids, they'll do this and do that. So what these dudes do is, what these dudes brothers realize, I'm gonna say what these brothers don't realize is that they create an enemy that they should have never created, because once you step over that line and get to start attacking people's families and start talking about what you're going to do to a person and stuff like that, bro, you have created an enemy, bro, and you don't even know what this man or he or she will do to you. You don't understand that. You don't know what they'll do. You don't know their capabilities. You don't know nothing. Just because a person don't go back and forth with you, don't argue with you, just because a person don't be saying I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that, don't mean that when a person see you, he's not gonna make you stand on that. So I think a lot of these YouTubers out here in that negative space, they ignore the possibility of the dangers that comes with everything else. Because I'm gonna tell you like this, bro, a real dude, a real killer, if he's on YouTube or not, he's not gonna tell you what he's gonna do. He's not gonna give you no warning. He's not gonna do nothing like that. And especially, in my era, we was like hunters. And if you don't know what a hunter is, it's like if we had a problem with an individual, we'll lie and wait. We'll wait patiently until the opportunity, we'll seize the opportunity. Or we'll just go get our man. We know how to hunt somebody down. And this is a lost art, with that gang culture, because a lot of them brothers, they don't understand that. So they don't sit there because, you ain't calling nobody no this name and that name, and you ain't going crazy, you ain't arguing with nobody. They'll think you soft and they'll think you a buster. But man, I'm telling you, bro, these brothers don't have a clue. These brothers don't know what another individual have on his team. These brothers, all they do is just sit there and masturbate at the mouth, and they don't bring no type of positivity to nothing. All they want to do is they just want to just sit there and argue and scream and holler. And I be like, man, mental health is real. It's really real, bro. And then these dudes be talking all that crap, man. They be sitting there smoking packs and packs of cigarettes all day. They smoke weed all day. They drink lean all day. They do all this type of stuff. They don't train. They don't exercise. They be running around here looking like they 5-6 months pregnant at the stomach. And they not ready for nothing, bro. And then when they finally run into somebody, and they get pushed on, get whooped on, get beat on, you know what the first thing they're gonna do? And I don't care if they Crip, Blood, or the hardest dude, the hardest criminal, they gonna call the police on you, bro. That's what these dudes gonna do, especially YouTubers. The YouTubers gonna call the police for sure. And that's a fact. They sit there, don't believe, man. So don't believe everything that these YouTubers saying that they'll do this, they do that. I'm this and I'm that. I'll do this and I'm do that. I'm this and I'm nah, bro. Because I'm gonna tell you like this, bro. If you really was like that, bro, you wouldn't have to let the world know that you was like that, bro. You can do your content, you can run your content, you can tell stories, you can say what you ain't got to tell people, I was like this, I'm this, I'm that, I was like this, I would do this, and I do. Nah, bro. If you have to convince the world that you this tough dude, bro, you wasn't really built like that. In my eyes, I know you ain't built like that. Because real dudes, their reputation precedes itself. Other dudes gonna tell them, look, man, don't play with that dude. That dude, you think that dude's soft, you think that dude's a buster, you think that dude's a coward. Nah, bro, that dude will hurt you. If that dude get the opportunity, he will hurt you. And a lot of these dudes, they don't understand that, man. So, pay attention, man. The Olympics is coming. They have a plan in place where they trying to get rid of all the brothers, all the gang members, all the criminal activity off the streets of the Los Angeles County, or whatever it is, whatever it may be, California. They just trying to get rid of everybody, bro. They try to do that. They have a plan. I read it. We was reading about on that stuff, and they have a systematic plan, brother. They finna eradicate a lot of that stuff from over there, bro. So, it's just a warning, just my advice. If you out there, if you in that gang culture, bro, man, just, get away from it, man. And, it take a lot of courage to move away from that. And I know a lot of you brothers don't have a lot of courage. I know a lot of you brothers, y'all feel that, your homeboy might say this about you, may say that about you. But okay, man, if you know you're not a buster, if you know you're not a coward, the hell what somebody's saying about you, bro. Continue to do what you're doing, man. You move away from that space, man. You're doing what you need to do. You out here, you staying free. You're not tricking yourself off the street. And be mindful. Just be yourself, man. Just live, be yourself. Get away from that, man. If you need help with something, man, you need to seek the right kind of treatment, or you need to seek the right kind of counsel. You just, man, you know, because everybody need a push. Everybody need a team to basically get to a different level in life. So, you brothers be safe. Pay attention. Stop all the hanging stuff. You don't have nothing to prove to nobody out here, man. Just be yourself. Assalamu alaikum.